I'm Rod Serling, kind of an expatriate from the Twilight Zone. I'm a writer. I've been one almost 20 years. I've faced its problems and enjoyed its rewards. That's what I'd like to spend a few moments talking to you about, writing. Have any of you ever thought of writing? I'm one of a dozen writers who believe that there are many talented people all over the country who could write well, write successfully, if they had the proper guidance, the proper encouragement from experienced professionals. And now there is a way for you to learn writing from famous authors. Several years ago, 12 of us, all professional writers, got together. Among us were Faith Baldwin, who has written 80 novels, Bennett Cerf, the author and publisher, Max Schulman, the humorist and creator of Dobie Gillis, Bruce Catton, the Pulitzer Prize winner. We started the famous Writers' School to bring professional training to people who wanted to write, no matter where they live. You learn right at home on your own time schedule. Yet what you're offered is an individual attention you could never receive in a classroom. This is the famous Writers' School in Westport, Connecticut. And this is the office of the director of the school, Gordon Carroll, a former editor of the Reader's Digest and Time magazine. Today he's meeting with Faith Baldwin and Max Schulman to go over revisions in our textbooks. These books were the result of dozens of meetings like this over a 3-year period. We put everything we knew about writing into these volumes, and we're always seeking ways to improve our methods of instruction. The real core of the famous writer's instruction is the personalized attention we give each student. When he completes each assignment, it goes to an instructor, who is a professional writer or editor. First, the instructor becomes acquainted with the student by going through his personal folder. It tells him about the student's goals and what progress he's made so far in the course. This instructor has already reviewed her student's background and progress record, and now she edits her assignment. She'll spend up to 2 hours doing this. This instructor has already edited his student's assignment, and now he's dictating a personal letter of advice and guidance to the student, which he'll receive along with his corrected assignment. Does this training really work? It does. Our students have sold their work to magazines, newspapers, book publishers, TV stations. We're proud of them. We'd like you to meet some of them. Norma Nelson is a youthful woman with 3 grandchildren. She likes to write. Her husband persuaded her to enroll in the school, and now she's writing a column called Harbor Lights for the local newspaper. She interviews boating people and writes her column around them. Norma Nelson has a novel inside of her head, and she's determined to write it. Dr. Robert Matthews is a surgeon in Shawnee Mission, Kansas. He leads a tense and busy life, but he manages to find time to relax with his family and to write. When he's writing articles for the local newspaper, never far away from him are the famous writer's textbooks that opened up another life for him. Doris Agee was a secretary for 15 years before she became a famous writer's student. After enrolling, she sold her first story, My Most Unforgettable Character, to the Reader's Digest. Doris was born by the sea, and she hopes to build a house there someday. Her writing will help her to do it. If you want to write, there may be a first sale in your future. With talent, it can happen. And the famous Writers' School has developed a test which offers evidence of writing talent. We'll be glad to send it to you along with a brochure describing the school. The test will be graded by a member of our staff. If you do well on it, you may enroll for professional training. That's entirely up to you. There is no obligation, but I hope you'll join us.
To get the famous Writer's Aptitude Test, put your name, address, and age on a postcard and mail to Famous Writers Test, Westport, Connecticut. There's no cost or obligation. If you'd like to write, send your name, address, and age to Famous Writers Test, Westport, Connecticut. Find out if you have writing talent by sending for this special aptitude test.